Take my word for it. I live there. Come to Florida. Get pre-approved right now with my guy Michael Kotze. Call him at 561-441-2730. He's got Choice Mortgage and a great real estate team. Get pre-approved right now. Michael Kotze, 561-441-2730. Buy in Florida right now. Don't wait. Save money on state taxes. Make your move today with Choice Mortgage. Trust me, Florida is waiting. This guy's so good, he did my commercials in Florida too. Mike Kotze, 561-441-2730. A ride.
The Freddy Fazbear box just dropped at Popeyes for $7.99, and it's scary good. Garlic palm tenders and cheesy bites with marinara sauce. Upgrade to the deluxe box for $12.99 and get a 20-ounce drink in a cupcake cup. Dig in
before it's too late.
Try the Freddy Fazbear Crunch menu, now at Popeyes. See Five Nights at Freddy's 2, only in theaters. Love that chicken from Popeyes. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Prices may vary.
Sunday morning. With us today is Steve Cates, and also known as Dr. Sky. Well, he always makes our mind wander all over space. And, what interesting things do you have to say today?
Well, good morning, John. As we welcome the Hanukkah season, Christmas, and, of course, a new year, let's go back to some theories of what the Christmas star might have been, not only from the book of Matthew, but what astronomers might think, and not in collision. We know three wise men, astrologers, John, as we know from the story, traveled from areas like Mesopotamia, maybe Iraq and Iran, and they were noticing something strange in the sky that led them in the direction of the birth of the newborn king. What might it have been? Well, the planets were easy objects to see, that is, John. And to the Jewish people, the sacred sign in the heavens was Aries. And we know that Jesus' birth was probably in the spring of the year. How do we know this? Because we go back to the time of the King Herod. We know when he lived. So, John, in quick summation, one theory was that the moon, the planet Jupiter, the moon eclipsed the planet Jupiter in the morning of April 17th, 6 BC. And people may wonder, how can you be born in BC when you calculate your birth on a, 0 plus? Since the calendar had changed, that is one theory, John, that might have been what led the wise men to the birth of the newborn king, among many others.
Wow. That's something. Stuff. What else?
And they also say it could have been a comet. But the problematic thing with comets, John, is this. Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, Calpurnia was the wife of Caesar, and she made an interesting statement. When beggars die, no comets are seen. The heavens blaze forth the death of princes. So in this case, the birth of the newborn king was obviously something to be joyous. So it probably wasn't a comet. It could have been an exploding supernova, or, John, the best theory of all, it simply was a miracle. How about that?
How about that? That always helps on Christmas time.
Absolutely. And here we go into outer space, not quite into aviation. The fastest airplane that we know of in America was the great Blackbird SR-71. Lockheed Martin and people at the Skunk Works at Lockheed built that plane, and my pleasure was knowing many of the pilots who flew it. But, John, there may be, nobody can confirm it. Lockheed Martin is probably built, we can't confirm it, the SR-72, an aircraft capable of Mach 6, and it uses two types of engine technology, a turbojet engine to get subsonic speed, and then how about this, a scramjet to go up to hypersonic speeds. The difference between the subsonic and the scramjet moving hypersonic is that in the scramjet, John, there's no moving parts. It just continues to push fuel, atmospheric air, oxygen, creating this amazing, amazing thrust. So we're probably out there. I would imagine that this type of aircraft is already around.
I've heard it is around. Your friends, some pilots, that might hear rumors. That's the nicest way I can say it. How fast do you think it is versus the SR-71?
I would say, John, 2 times maybe the speed. Because the gentlemen that I knew who flew these, the A-12 and the SR-71, they were saying at max speed they were doing about Mach 3.1, which is incredible. So allegations are from designs and things of that nature. If you look at so many of the movies that are out there, we see this possibility that these aircraft do exist, but that's, again, in the movies. So we have to think about this. Tom Cruise in Top Gun, the latest movie that he had, showed that airplane in its iteration But we don't know for sure, John. But I would imagine with all the great technology and secrets out there, I would probably think, as a betting man, it's probably more a reality than a dream.
I agree. Now, when I used to fly to Concorde, and this is 40 years ago, in 1984, because half the British Airways terminal was ours for Capital Airlines, and the average speed was 2.03, 2.04. So,
that's amazing, John. Yeah.
This is technology from 40, 50 years ago.
And imagine what they have now, John. Boy, I wish I was able to have flown the Concorde. I've never talked to too many people who've done it. That must have been an amazing.
No, I know. I didn't fly it. I was in it. I mean, the best I got was sitting in the jump seat.
Well, John, that's a feature that most people never experience because they were flying up at least 60,000 feet or something like that.
Well, between 61 and 63,000 feet, and we used to make
amazing.
London in 3 hours and 7 minutes, 3 hours and 11 minutes at the most. It's unbelievable. It's within minutes. It's now no delays. You just take off and you land because they always got priority.
Well, John, I would hope someday that average people like ourselves can go fly at even greater speeds. But we end off with the mystery of the week, John. How about this? Amazing stories of female astronauts. And many people may not know this. The first woman in space was the Soviet Valentina Tereshkova. She spent 3 days in space in 1963, orbited the Earth 48 times, and she's the only woman even to date, John, that piloted a spacecraft alone. And when they packed her gear, they forgot to pack her toothbrush, but she found very serious ways to overcome that. First American was, of course, Sally Ride. And Dr. Peggy Whitson, John, this is amazing. The most time in space of any U.S. astronaut is a female, Dr. Peggy Whitson, 675 days. And there's only some 120 female astronauts since the beginning of history, opening up a great opportunity for a career path. This story is amazing. And finally,
the only thing I'm concerned about the amount of time in space, are they getting shielded enough from the excess radiation out there?
John, that's a big question, and I have to say this way. That's a challenge that the bioscience side, the medical side, has to overcome because, seriously, on deep space missions like to Mars, the cosmic radiation is something that we have to be concerned with, and radiation in general. So I would hope that the space planners put that ahead of just sending people into a spam can, and I think they're working on that.
Understood.
But, John, if you look into the sky this weekend, a big meteor shower happens tonight. If you look into the northeast sky, right around 8, you'll see Jupiter there in the east, in the northeast. Right in that area, John, is the annual Geminid meteor shower. Could be good, and so much more. Privilege and honor to be behind the microphone with the Dr. Sky Experience over the weekend as we go into the mysteries of the universe and things that people probably don't know about. And we're so honored to be doing that here on WABC. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah.
God bless, and let's pray for miracles and peace on earth.
Absolutely, John. You said it best. Have a good Sunday.
You too.
Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.